everyone, and welcome to Daily Grace with Pastor James. So glad you're joining me in this episode. Thank you so much. Today, we want to look at refocusing when bitterness threatens to take over. Refocusing when bitterness threatens to take over. As I was preparing for this message, for some reason, somebody just dropped a chart. And when I looked at the chart, it was titled, How a Pastor Stole $25,000 from a Member. And I just, of course, as a pastor as well, I just looked at it and something just said I should read it. And I was reading it. Say there is this very wealthy member of the pastor's church who invited this pastor to come for dinner. And after the dinner, they discovered that a blank bank check for $25,000 that was on the table is missing. So the husband just told the wife that this check is missing. And the wife's comment is, oh, they are all the same thing. It's either they are thieves or they are fakes. Now we're not going to go to that church again, and they stopped going to that church. 3 months down the line, the wife now ran into the pastor and he said, oh, you noticed that we're not coming to your church again. The pastor said, yes. Anyway, when you came to our place for dinner, we discovered that the check that we had on the table when you left got missing. The pastor said, oh, that check, oh yes, that as we're about eating, so that the oil will not fall on the check, I decided to put the check inside your Bible. Wow. So for 3 months, they've not even opened their Bible. And you have called this pastor all sorts of names and you have left the church. Bitterness. Refocusing when bitterness threatens to take over. Unfortunately, you will face loads of pains in life. You will be unfairly criticized, just like the pastor, just like any other person. You lose important people in your life, especially the ones that you have prayed so hard for. And of course, they go like that for reasons, of course, which you don't quite understand. You may also get dismissed from that important job that is giving you your livelihood in a painful way, in a way that you really don't expect. You need to mourn when those pains come into your life, but that's not an excuse for you to become bitter. Most of us, instead of us to mourn, we become bitter. There is a difference between mourning, which is grieving, and mourning, which is complaining. There is a difference between weeping, lamenting of what has happened, or wallowing in self-pity. You see, if you don't mourn, it's a bad thing. You need to mourn, but then don't let bitterness take over. A loss can deepen you. A loss can make you grow stronger roots to face future threats, but don't let it define you. A loss is a part of your maturity. It's a part of how you are growing up. Just ask Job what happened to him. In Job 2, 9-10, he says, then his wife said to him, do you still hold fast to your integrity? Curse God and die. 10, wonderful Job. He said, but he said to her, you speak as one of the foolish women speaks. Shall we indeed accept good from God, and shall we not accept adversity? In all this, Job did not sin with his lips. Most of us, when we go through adversaries, we tend to sin. We allow bitterness to take over. But look at Job. Job refused to be bitter. He refused to be resentful in what has happened to him. Bitterness will prolong the pain in your life. It does not relieve it. It only reinforces it. Hebrews 12, 15 says, looking carefully lest anyone fall short of the grace of God, lest any root of bitterness springing up cause trouble, and by this many become defiled. Job gave us 3 good steps that will help us to refocus when bitterness threatens to take over. The first step is for you to forgive. Of course, it's difficult, but it's only Jesus that can give you the power to forgive. The first step is for you to forgive. And the second step is for you to reach out to God. Ask Him to heal those wounds. They are wounds, they are serious wounds, especially when it has to do with criticism that you are innocent of, especially when it has to do with a loved one that has gone. It's a wound. You just need to ask God to heal the wound, to give you strength. And the third thing that Job told us is for us to face the world again. Most of us, when we go through these pains, we just run into our closet. We don't want to come out. We don't want to come out of that door because we are afraid of getting hurt again. Face the world again, being firm and courageous. Don't withdraw into your shell. Some of us will say, I'll never let anyone hurt me again. There's no way people will not hurt you. It is part of life. You can't live a life effectively by running away from people. Job says to do the exact opposite. Job says, resume your life. Don't retire from it. Get back out at the world and begin to do the things that you were doing before. Only know that you have actually grown deeper roots that will help you. There was a happy ending to Job's life. In Job 42 verse 12, says, now the Lord blessed the latter days of Job more than the beginning. Brethren, Job went through all the hurts you can think about in life, hurts that you have not even gone half of. But in spite of that, God blessed the last days of Job even more than the first days. Won't you like the same to happen to you in your life? Whether you are just a few years old or you are advanced in age, your best days can be ahead of you if you try not to allow bitterness to take root in your life. Now, the lesson of Job's life is this. It says it doesn't matter who has hurt you, or how long you have been hurt, or how deeply you have been hurt. God can make the rest of your life the best of your life if only you are willing to forgive, if only you let go of resentment, if only you release the offender in your heart and live in peace. God will make the latter days of your life better than the former. Thank you so much for listening to me in this episode. If it has blessed you, please help share to others so that they can also be blessed. Once again, my name is Pastor James Egodibe. I pastor RCCG Solid Rock Parish, Derby, 55 Woods Lane, DE22 3UD. If you are looking for a Bible-believing church, we welcome you with an open arms. We have wonderful brethren who are so devoted to the work of the Lord and so devoted at loving members of the church. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.